so what is our new topic for today? Have a look, no, hands down. Have a look. What pictures can you see? Odd one out. There are 4 pictures up there. What do you possibly think? Think for a moment in your head. I'm literally going to give you 10 seconds. Thinking how you could challenge yourself, thinking about what the topic is going to be about. How do you know? Tell the person next to you quickly. What do you think the first one is? I think it's about well done, Sarah, good looking, excellent prima. 2, 1. Excellent this table, really good looking. Right, I'm going to ask someone without their hands up, you're wasting your energy in a while. Which one is the odd one out, and why, and how do you think that might feed into our topic?
I think the odd one out is the picture.
The picture, so the diagram.
Yeah, the diagram.
Okay, and why do you think that then?
Because I think the topic is about a generation or something like that, but it doesn't really, it kind of gives you a clue, but it doesn't have any like pictures of flowers or people.
Okay, so if you're saying that it's something to do with flowers, could be about people, and these other 3, why are they different then?
Because they are like, they have living things, like there's a bee with flower, there's a bee and there's a bee.
Okay, good. Okay, who wants to challenge that? Why do they think another one might be the other one out? What could this topic be about? Go on then, Sarah.
Alive, because it's talking about like flowers and they have living things and all women. So that's the reason alive.
Good. Okay, so you are right. There's something, our topic is something to do with life. What do you think then could it be about? So we know that it's about people, we know it's about bees and plants and flowers. What could it be, Rashida?
The cycle.
Ah, let's just see. Spot on. Fantastic. So, it is going to be about life cycles, and we're going to learn a lot more about that today. Today, we're actually going to focus on parts of the flower, okay? First of all, to help us, we've got a concept cartoon. Now, who can read the first... This boy, what does he think is going to happen? These are seeds, by the way. What does he think is going to happen? Alex, go on.
I think the seeds will get heavier when they grow.
Okay, so he thinks the seeds are going to get heavier when they grow. Ooze, can you read this one out, please?
I think the seeds will get lighter as they grow.
Okay, and Lamre?
I think the seeds will stay the same way.
Okay, so having a think, which one do you think is right? Your partner might think differently. Hands down, should we think for a moment? Okay, and maybe actually, are they all wrong? Are they all right? Which one and why might you disagree with partner? So think, 1, 2 or 3, which one's going to be the right one? Tell your partner you might disagree or agree. What do you think then? Okay, to tell your partner. So the seed's going to get heavier. Do you disagree with it? Like why? Because as they grow, okay, you disagree, don't you? Please show a fantastic looking. It's down, you know how to use your hand. I can see really good listening, look at good looking. Really good listening. Fantastic memory. Ahmed and Alio, what were your discussions? Have a go. Everyone else needs to be listening. Go.
I think the seed will get lighter as they grow, because when the seed grows, the light gets its way out of the seed.
Okay.
So its way gets lighter and lighter and lighter until the plant grows.
Okay, who might disagree with that then? So he's saying it'll get lighter as it grows because as the stem begins to shoot up, there's less in the seed. Who disagrees? Noel?
I think the weight will stay the same because it will probably be the same because already all the stem and the plants and the flower are already squashed in the seed. So then when they grow, it will still be the same weight because it's the same thing that was in the seed.
Okay. Anyone have even different view? You might might not. Lisa?
I think it will get heavier because then the flour comes out and then the flour might be heavier because maybe it's like, because it can be heavier because of the flour.
Okay, so the flour makes it heavier, but would the seed be heavier then?
Maybe because like it's got loads, like it's got like the stem and the roots coming out of it, so it might be heavier.
Okay, so it'll be weighed down. Fine, do you know what? You all have really fantastic examples, and you've argued your cases why you possibly might think that one is going to stay the same, one might be lighter as they go, and one will get heavier. We're going to actually look at this cartoon, this concept cartoon, as we start discussing about the seed's growth and germination, okay, as the topic goes on. So we're going to come back to it, and you remember your ideas, and see if you might change it as we start learning a bit more about this topic, okay? Right, so let's have a look at what we're learning to do today. Your success criteria is up there. Red group, yellow group and green group. Look at what you need to achieve by the end of this lesson. Alex, success criteria is on the board there. So we're going to be identifying and describing parts of the flower. So our topic this term is life cycles. Okay? What do we already know? Can we identify and label parts of a flower? Are you going to be able, by the end of the lesson, to explain the function? So those parts of the flower, what do they do? And red group, you're going to be thinking about explaining the life cycle of the plant. See if you can gather information from this lesson. Any questions? Brilliant. Show me thumbs how much you understand so far. Excellent. Well done. Okay, let's move on. So, this is what we're going to be looking at, the parts of the flower at the moment. Not the whole flower, but just parts of it. So, put these in blue. Why do you think? Why might they be in blue? Go on.
Sorry.
Yeah, it is. It's showing the fat. So this part is actually, together these parts make the male part of the flower. This is called the stamen. So all of these parts here make the stamen, which is the male part of the flower, and the stamen makes the pollen, okay, in the flower. So this is the pollen. This part is pink because it is the female part. Well done, Aya. Together these parts make the female part of the flower, and it's called the carpel or the pistil. So it kind of just has two names, alright? So the female part makes the seeds. Okay? Does anyone know what maybe these parts of the flower might be? See if on your table you can come up with any ideas. What could it be? What do you think?
That's
Do you know any of well done. Please don't forget 1 point. Fantastic. Right, any ideas on that topic? Could you gather one of the parts of the plant? Do you know the names of the parts of the plant? Let's say someone I haven't heard from before.
The bottom part is the stem.
Good, yeah, could be. We'll have a look. Could be the stem. I'm going to show you it in a minute. But yeah. And we're not going to have one from that table. We'll have one from this table over here. Hafsa?
I think there's the green part. No,
I think that's
yeah, that one. I think that's going to be the petals.
Are these the petals?
I mean the leaves.
The leaves? Okay, we'll have a look. Let's learn a bit more about it and learn the vocabulary of what they are. So, let me show you. I'm actually going to do a quick memory game. So, on your whiteboards, I would like one person, Lamri and Alex and Rashida. Could you actually join Murad's table? Kareem, can you join Anissa's table for this? Alex, number yourself. So, from Alex to Lamri, can you number yourself? There you are. You just kneel down there, fine. We're going to number ourselves 1 to 7. Quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. Good, excellent. Right, you need to divide. Well, you actually need to decide. Are you number 1? Good. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you a part of the plant. You need to memorise.
I know this game.
Yeah, we've done it before. A memory game. Collective memory. You are going to memorise what the parts of the plant are. I'm actually going to turn this around so you can't see. So, and I'll show you the numbers and I want you to come up. So, think about your strategy of how you're going to write down, how you're going to remember it. Who's showing me? Look, remember, we walk safely around the classroom. Number. You come. Well, this way, girls. This way. Round here. 3, 2, 1. Go, sit down. Next lot. stop, please. You need to drop the whiteboards. Who's the next lot to come up then? You only get 3 seconds to look. Should be drawing as much as you can to remember. 3. Maybe I might give you a bonus point for working really hard. Right, what I would like you to do is think about not only the name, but the function, like the look of the plant, what the diagram looks like, Alex. The diagram looks like. You need to do the diagram. Okay, so now we just draw the flower bit. The whole thing. And what have we not had? 7. Oh, we've got some children remembering them. So now we've got one more. No, cheating. Close your book. And 6s. But you need to remember the diagram. Where's it in the diagram? Number 6.
Oh, we're supposed to draw the diagram.
Yeah. I might just give you a bonus question. 30 more seconds. Good. Excellent work, Kareem. Good stopping. Little hands quickly. Right, I'm going to give one more person. So you need to think about, on that table, one more person is allowed 3 more seconds to come up and have a look. You need to choose the person. Strategically, you need to think of a plan. So, I can see quite a lot of you have got the names. Do you know where the parts of the plant are? Do you need your diagram drawn? Who is the best person to come up and help you develop that? So remember, I've got a certificate for the best table. You need to learn the diagram best. You need to make it hard for me. Right. Let's make a discussion. Who's going to come up? Alex, you got it at this table? Right, you two. 3 more seconds.
What's the second one?
And sit down. Fine. Finish off your drawing.
Oh my God!
I can see you using a strategy. Well done. Guys, lids on pens. 5, 4, 3. Who's really impressing me? Remember, she's just sit back to 6. 1. Excellent there, right there. 2 pairs, guys. Right, hold up your boards, please. Name that and Lumray. Ooh, we've got really interesting ones, really good ones. You've all done fantastically well to remember the names. That's a really great start already. And some of you have even remembered where they go. Good, we've made a good start here. Wasn't too sure where the anther is though. Is that the top there? On this side or this side? Good, okay? Good. So you remembered actually the diagram already. That's a fantastic start. Let's see how close you are. Have a look. Pencils down if you're drawing anything. So, you've got the anther which they got right. Fantastic. No talking. You've got the filament, which is this little bit here, this straw thing here. You've got the petal. So you were talking about the petal being at the bottom, but actually it's round here, isn't it? And this bit here is called the sepal. We've got the stem, which you guys remembered, well done. And then the stigma, this top bit there, the style and the ovary round. So fantastic. I think you all deserve a pat on the back. Well done. Really good, guys. Well done. Okay, so let's move on then. And actually, let me just finish that round, please. Let's actually just learn part. What does it actually do in the flower?
The part of the stem where pollen is produced in pollen sacs.
Good, so you can see here where pollen is produced and in pollen sacs. So that's called the anther, filament. Alex, can you read this out?
A slender stalk that holds the pollen.
Good, so a slender stalk, so from here, where the pollen is made, it holds up that pollen, doesn't it? Fantastic. Neymat, can you read the female side of the plant? Stigma.
Covered in a sticky substance, its job is to catch the grains of pollen.
Okay, good, well done. And Karima, nice and loud, the style.
The style that holds up.
So the style is, so the stalk.
The stalk that holds up the stigma.
Fantastic, well done. And another part of the female side, Ahmedo?
Ovary contains the
Ovules.
Ovules or eggs.
Yeah, good. So basically it's where the eggs are produced, okay, and it pushes it up through the stigma and then it's covered in the sticky substance, okay? And then that's when the pollen's made and it's caught just in that top bit there, okay? Then we have the petals. Here, girls. You've got it attracts the insects to the flowers. Okay, why might the petal attract the insects to the flowers? Why might it? What is it about the petal that will attract the Sheila?
They're colourful.
Yeah, good. They're bright. They're colourful. Excellent. And the stem, it moves water around the plant. So from the ground where the roots are, from the soil, it pushes up the water through giving it more water for the eggs to be produced. Okay, and it raises the leaves and flowers of the plant off the ground. And the sepal, which you thought was the petals to begin with, but actually what does it do, Hafsa?
A type of leaf that they protect the flower with pollen.
Yeah, so it's when it's closed and then it opens up into a petal, into a beautiful flower, and they just sit around the bottom of the petals, okay? So from that today, what we're actually going to learn to do is you've already memorised pretty well, especially this table, where the parts of the flower go and what they actually do is what we're learning to do today. So by the end of this lesson, you'll be very confident at labelling this part of the flower. You'll also be able to explain the function, okay? And how have I made it that slightly bit easier than for you, Murad? Why do you think I made it a bit easier for you to understand now? The colours. Yeah, the colours, the female parts and the male parts. Who can remember right from the beginning of the lesson, what was the female part of the flower called? Lamra, you need to put your lid down. Thank you. Female part of the flower, and maybe you also might be able to remember the male. Murad? Yeah, good. And you've got, so the carpel, okay, is the female side, well done. And the male side, what was the male side called? Need reminding? What do you think? It's called the stamen. Well done, you just mentioned both, but the female part is called the carpel, yeah? So the carpel, the pistil, that was it, the carpel or the pistil. Right, so what I'd like you to do today is, first of all, have a look on the whiteboard, and you are thinking about which one. Can you remember from what we've just read as a table, which is the function of the plant that goes with the name of the plant? So the stalk that holds up the stigma, okay, is called the style. So I would put that up there. Yeah? So the stalk that holds up the stigma is called the style. Can you remember, and I've just put the parts of the plant there, as a table, see if you could do a couple of these as a table before you go into your books. Any questions, E6? Good, off you go then. Just as a table, those are the parts. You do know what these is. Right, what can you tell me about what does it move towards around the plant? It raises the leaves and flowers of the ground. Yeah, well done. So then we put that as a stem. Do you know where the seeds are made? Okay, so what else can you tell me? What then do you know about the anther? What does the function of the anther do then? Good, well done. So